Welcome back to Elemental Reckoning, Chronicles of the Soulbound Slayer. This is Chapter 2, The Prophecy. As Aelar's training under the elemental sages unfolds, a destiny greater than herself begins to take shape. Join us in this mystical journey filled with elemental power, prophecies, and the impending clash between light and darkness.
Chapter 2, The Elemental Sages. In the wake of Eldertown's destruction, my path took me further into the untamed wilderness of Elyria. Each step was a testament to my determination, a reminder of the vow I had made to become a monster slayer and seek vengeance against the Vortexians. The journey was not without its perils. The dense forests gave way to treacherous swamplands, and I trudged through knee-deep muck as mosquitoes hummed around me like a malevolent chorus. Yet, I pressed on, guided by the distant whispers of legends about the elemental sages and the hidden sanctuary atop Mount Celestia. Days turned into weeks, and I encountered mystical creatures that few had ever seen. I crossed paths with the elusive grave-winged foxes, their silver fur blending seamlessly with the moonlight. They led me through the labyrinthine forest paths, their luminous eyes filled with an ancient wisdom that seemed to acknowledge my quest. As the terrain grew steeper, and the air thinner, I could feel the presence of the elemental sages drawing nearer. The sky above Mount Celestia was often shrouded in swirling mists, as if guarding the secrets of the sanctuary. The mountain itself was a formidable challenge, its slopes steep and treacherous, but I was undeterred. One fateful morning, I reached the foothills of Mount Celestia. The towering peaks loomed above me, shrouded in an ethereal glow. It was said that only those deemed worthy by the elements could access the sanctuary, and I was determined to prove myself. With each step I took, I drew upon my waterbending abilities, manipulating the surrounding moisture to form an icy path. My ascent was slow and arduous, the air growing colder and thinner as I climbed higher. The elements tested my resolve, but I pressed on, knowing that I carried the weight of Eldertown on my shoulders. As I reached a particularly treacherous stretch of the ascent, I felt a presence beside me, a whisper on the wind. It was the voice of Leona, my dear friend from Eldertown, guiding me through the perils of the mountain. Though she had been taken from me, her spirit remained, urging me forward. With newfound determination, I continued my ascent, my heart filled with the memories of Eldertown and the promise of the elemental sages. The sanctuary awaited at the summit, and I was prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead to unlock the full potential of my elemental abilities. As I ascended Mount Celestia, the air grew thin and frigid. The mist-shrouded peaks seemed to reach for the heavens, and the very stones underfoot felt charged with ancient power. The mountain was a silent guardian, testing the resolve of those who sought the elemental sages. Hours turned into days as I climbed, drawing upon my waterbending skills to create ice bridges across yearning chasms and to shield myself from biting winds. My determination was unshakable, fueled by the memories of Eldertown's destruction and the promise of the elemental sages. Finally, after a grueling climb, I reached the summit. Before me stood a massive stone archway, adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to come to life as they pulsed with elemental energy. It was the entrance to the sanctuary of elements. As I passed through the archway, I felt a profound shift in the very essence of the world around me. The air was charged with electricity, the earth beneath my feet hummed with power, and the flames in torches lining the path danced with an otherworldly vigor. The sanctuary itself was a breathtaking sight. A sprawling complex of ancient stone structures nestled amidst the mountain's peaks. The air was filled with the soothing melodies of unseen bird-like creatures, and colorful wisps of elemental energy floated through the air, creating an ethereal ambience. I moved forward, guided by an invisible force, and soon came upon the elemental garden. It was a place of unparalleled beauty, where flora and fauna intertwined with the elements. Here, fire flowers bloomed with fiery petals, earth vines twisted and turned, and air crystals hovered in midair, emitting soft melodies with their gentle movements. At the heart of the elemental garden, I encountered the elemental sages. 4 figures, each emanating their respective elemental aura, stood in a circle, their eyes filled with wisdom and ancient knowledge. There was Sage Pirian, Master of Fire, Sage Terror, Mistress of Earth, Sage Zephyr, the enigmatic Air Whisperer, and Sage Aquaria, whose eyes held the depths of the ocean. They regarded me with a mixture of curiosity and assessment, as if they could sense the trials I had faced to reach this place. Sage Pirian's voice, warm like crackling flames, broke the silence. "Welcome, Aelar, child of the waters," he said, his words resonating with power. "You have come seeking our guidance and the mastery of your elemental gifts. But first, you must prove your worth." And so, my training under the elemental sages began, as I sought to unlock the secrets of fire, earth, air, and water, and to harness their power as a soulbound slayer. Under the watchful eyes of the elemental sages, my training commenced. Each sage, a master of their respective element, imparted their wisdom and tested the depths of my abilities. Sage Pirian, the fiery sage, was the first to instruct me. He taught me to command flames with precision, to shape them into tools of destruction or warmth, depending on my need. With his guidance, I learned to wield fire as an extension of myself, a potent force that could be both friend and foe. Sage Terror, the mistress of earth, revealed the secrets of shaping solid ground and stone. She taught me to listen to the very heartbeat of the earth beneath me, allowing me to summon towering stone pillars or manipulate the terrain to my advantage. With her guidance, I became attuned to the ancient strength of the land. Sage Zephyr, the Air Whisperer, challenged me to harness the power of the wind. His teachings allowed me to move with the grace of a breeze, to manipulate the currents of air to carry me aloft, or to summon mighty gusts that could topple trees. Under his tutelage, I learned the art of aerial combat and the importance of adaptability. Sage Aquaria, with the depths of the ocean in her eyes, revealed the mysteries of water beyond what I had known as a waterbender. She guided me in controlling not only liquid water but also the moisture in the air and even the essence of life itself. With her wisdom, I could draw water from the very atmosphere and transform it into powerful weapons. As I trained under each sage, I began to understand the interconnectedness of the elements and how they could complement one another in combat. Fire could be fueled by the winds, earth could be molded by water, and air could be ignited by fire. My abilities expanded beyond what I had ever imagined. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. I honed my skills tirelessly, learning to command not just one element, but the synergy between them. The elemental sages pushed me to my limits, challenging me with trials that tested not only my physical prowess but also my mental fortitude. Through it all, the memory of Eldertown and the destruction wrought by the Vortexians remained my driving force. I knew that I was not just training for myself, I was training to become the protector Elyria needed to ensure that such devastation would never happen again. As my training continued, I sensed a growing darkness on the horizon. The Vortexians still roamed Elyria, and their insatiable hunger for elemental energy had not abated. The time for vengeance drew closer, and I was determined to face the monsters that had torn my world apart. As my training under the elemental sages continued, a sense of purpose and destiny enveloped me. I had become more than just a waterbender. I was a conduit of all the elements, a force of nature in my own right. But with this newfound power came a weighty responsibility. One evening, under a sky painted with hues of crimson and gold, the elemental sages gathered me in the heart of the elemental garden. Their expressions were grave, and the air seemed to hold its breath in anticipation of their words. Sage Aquaria, her eyes like fathomless depths, spoke first. "Aelar, you have shown remarkable progress in your training. You have embraced the elements with a dedication that few possess. But there is a greater purpose to your journey." Sage Zephyr, the air whisperer, continued, his voice like a gentle breeze. "Elyria faces a grave threat, one that has been foretold in the ancient prophecies. It speaks of a soulbound slayer, a warrior blessed by all four elements, destined to confront a darkness that seeks to devour our world." Sage Terror, mistress of earth, added with solemnity, "The Vortexians, the monsters that razed your village, are but the vanguard of a malevolent force that hungers for the elemental energies of Elyria. They seek to tip the balance of our world, plunging it into eternal chaos." Sage Pyrian, the fiery sage, concluded with a fiery intensity. "The prophecy foretells a time when the elemental harmony of Elyria will be threatened like never before. You, Aelar, are the key to our world's salvation. You must become the Soulbound Slayer, a warrior of unparalleled power, and confront the darkness that looms." As their words settled upon me, I felt the weight of destiny pressing upon my shoulders. The elemental sages had seen something within me, a potential that went beyond my personal quest for vengeance. I was meant to be a guardian of Elyria, a protector of its elemental balance. With newfound determination, I accepted my role as the Soulbound Slayer, vowing to embrace the destiny that had been thrust upon me. I knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges and dangers, but I was no longer alone. The elemental sages would guide me, and the elements themselves would be my allies. Under the fading light of that prophetic evening, I forged a solemn oath to protect Elyria from the impending darkness. My training had prepared me for the battles to come, but my heart burned with a fierce resolve that went beyond the mastery of the elements. I was ready to face the Vortexians and any other threats that dared to threaten the harmony of my world.
And there you have it, Chapter 2 of Elemental Reckoning, Chronicles of the Soulbound Slayer. Aelar's path is set, and her role as the Soulbound Slayer becomes clear. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into her quest for balance and justice in Chapter 3. If you're enjoying this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to follow Aelar's journey through Elyria. Until next time, may the elements guide your way.